Mic check 1 2. Yes. Welcome to
to stay there and start defense from there.
Okay.
You have both your defenders and one or two.
Wouldn't they be too isolated? Because we know the advantage of Mbappe and Dembele is to run. You understand?
That's what I'm saying. Cut off the midfield.
I agree. But
what they would have done is just keep lobbing the ball. What are you saying?
if
If you cut off the midfield, listen, any game, if you're able to throw the ball to Mbappe 4 times, he will score 2 goals.
Agreed.
The coach did not explore that.
That's established.
So the coach did not explore that.
It happened with Real Madrid.
The coach did not explore that.
Mbappe did those things. PSG did those things. Dembele.
The coach didn't explore that. You know what he did? He fell for the high line.
The high line. That's my point.
You only fall for high line when the midfield is playing. Spain played Barca game. They dominated the midfield, and their defenders came and joined them in the midfield. So there was nothing. If the ball went from French defense to 18, Mbappe will score. So he was just there looking. He wanted to play the PSG style, but he didn't understand the PSG style. So that's what I'm saying. Same thing with England. The English coach came to play Arteta style, but he didn't understand it. Why will you remove Rice 15 minutes to end of the game?
Why would you remove Gordon? That was the only.
Even if you removed Gordon,
it was a major threat.
He should have removed Rice. He should have removed Rice. So the coaches that came to this World Cup, they are not. Well, I'm not a coach.
Are you talking about the France versus England or Spain, Argentina versus England?
Argentina, England.
Okay.
Argentina, England.
Okay.
So if you look at the coaches, I don't know. Maybe if there's any coach that will say did well, maybe Cape Verde coach, maybe Morocco tried, but you see the European countries, their coaches did not do well. Same with the South America. Look at Brazil. When the Brazilian coach announced his list without Del Pedro, it was obvious.
People already knew there was going to be.
It was obvious he didn't know what was going there to go and do. So I think that was just the issue with the World Cup, and that brings me
Brazilians.
That brings me to what I want to say. That I think we're beginning to spend too much money buying players, paying coaches, and we're beginning to forget the beautiful game. So it's beginning to look more business-like than sports. You know, football now is the only sport that when you are watching, you know exactly how much is sitting on the pitch. In as much as basketball players, I think basketball players say earn more than footballers. When they are on the pitch, you don't look at them and think of money. Oh, you will not say, oh, Michael Jordan is earning so amount. Oh, Scottie Pippen is earning so amount. Oh, this guy is earning so amount. It is not that way. So when you look at them, you're still seeing the game, and they still feel like athletes. Footballers feel like businessmen now. Footballers, as they are on the pitch, when you're looking, oh, Saka is on 350. Rice is now on 300. Oh, this Gordon they just bought it. You understand?
I'm also thinking in the area of individual talent.
We're not seeing individual talent anymore.
If PSG can use buying players to win Champions League back to back, Real Madrid has done it too.
We're saying the same thing.
Yes, I agree with you.
You're saying you're buttressing my point that
yes.
football is now boardroom game. Football is no longer the beautiful game we used to watch when you come and you see footballers play as a team. You see exceptional footballers as you're watching them. You're not thinking about money. You're not thinking about how much they earn. Now, if you're a footballer, you're on the pitch. Your coach knows exactly what you're costing the club. If you're on the bench for too long, the club starts wondering, this guy is costing us so much money. So it is now pure business. And what is happening now is that the richest club will buy the most expensive players and buy the most expensive coach and hope to go and win trophy.
And the first thing when investors come into a club, the first thing is that the club cannot buy big players.
Yes.
Or buy average players for big money.
Exactly.
That's another one too, self, that we need to talk about. Average player will never play anything. We never see what he play. The next money, 100 million.
That's it.
The guy that Chelsea does what now? What's his name? You never see anything when he play. The 100 million, they don't knock 100 million on top of your head. Wait till you don't play. So
that's the problem. That's the problem. When you spend that kind of money, you want to make it back.
Exactly.
And FIFA now, from what we saw during this World Cup, FIFA now has joined the money-making business. You can see that this World Cup was purely about money.
This was
look at the hydration breaks. The hydration breaks.
That was another.
Yes, we understand. They said that it is actually very hot right now in the United States. But if they go on hydration break, why don't you show us the players and their coaches? Once they go on hydration break, you just start seeing commercials until
The question
they
I have
return.
is there a time that players cannot drink water when the match is going on?
No.
Is there a time
Hydration break is not just to drink water. Hydration break is also for them to take a break. Yes.
cool off, okay.
When the weather is very hot, if they didn't do that hydration break, you may have had casualties. They said it's very hot right now. Yes, yes. They said it's very hot right now. So there's nothing wrong with introducing hydration break, but the hydration, once the game started, the camera should have stayed on the pitch until the end of the
I thought
game.
the whole idea itself was that, because that was what they said before the World Cup, was that the camera will be on the coach so that we can hear a few pep
That's
talk.
what they said now.
That's what they said before the
But
World Cup
they,
started.
they made money.
But they were showing big balls.
So what I don't know is if it was FIFA or the people FIFA sold the rights. Because we may be blaming FIFA and it may not really be FIFA.
itself. It could be
No, I don't think so. I think already what happened was that FIFA sold the rights. You understand? They sold the rights. So you have paid heavily for the rights. So because FIFA sold the rights very expensive, so the people who bought the rights had to find a way
and this
to
is
make money.
Looking at attendance, we have 6.8 million spectators in total
for the game.
Yes,
I thought we had more than that.
For 104 matches that were played.
I thought we had more than that.
6.8 million in person that came to the
okay,
stadium.
People who attended
yes.
the stadium. That's a massive turnout.
So average turnout per match was 65 million. 65,000.
So that's great. You see why they
multiply that by
why they took the World Cup to America. I think that's the only place where you get that. I heard people saying that they should have played the World Cup in Europe. They will not get this number.
The one for Europe is coming next now. I think 2030.
They are doing 3 countries: Morocco, Spain, and somebody else.
Portugal.
They will not get this turnout. They will not, because Europeans understand the value of money, and they are not as liquid as the people in America. So I'm not sure they will get this turnout. So FIFA, I heard FIFA made over 11 billion from this competition, dollars.
Wow.
From this competition. So it's eventually a very great outing. Is the best so far. It is the most expensive, also the most rewarding. And also I heard that the finals, the Spain Argentine game, is actually the most expensive
very
game
possible.
so far.
Look
for FIFA.
We have a comment. Can you read it out?
Check your phone now. How can you be asking somebody who's not on camera to read that comment?
TikTok, right? TikTok. Okay. Wow. So it's been.
I hope it's
been a wonderful World Cup.
I hope the person never cost us on top matter.
So I'm just seeing now that highest goals scored, England and France are on a tie, 20 goals each. So
England.
my surprise, yes, England and France had 20 goals each.
Okay.
So my surprise,
what's our business?
And it's possible. It's possible because of that third place match where they were just scoring themselves anyhow.
So what are they going to do with that? Is there any award for highest goal scored by the There's no award. The highest goal is for the player.
All right, we have a very wonderful question. Yeah.
Is the tie on a player or the country?
Country. Okay. 20 goals as in total.
England and
France. Argentina had 19 goals.
What about Spain?
Spain 18. Spain 13. 2-4.
13 goals and they didn't concede. They conceded only 1 goal penalty. Yes. They didn't concede any goal from open play.
Yes. Belgium 14 goals. All right. So the original Ghana is asking us: is Lamine Yamal capable of being the next great thing in football?
I don't think so.
I 100% think so. He's just 19 years old
and
he has won the Euros.
It's not about his age.
He has won the World Cup.
Okay.
He's going to win the Champions League. This one coming. This Champions League is coming.
Has he won anything as an individual player?
As an individual,
he has only won best young player. So let me tell you why I said I don't think so. He lacks discipline. Talent-wise, yes, he's great enough to become the next great thing in football, but he lacks discipline. And whenever I look at him, I see him go in the way of Neymar, or even worse. He's going to be worse off than Neymar. You know, a day before or 2 days before the finals, we saw him shopping with his girlfriend. And I'm like, this guy does not have discipline. He lacks discipline, total discipline. On the pitch, off the pitch, it is very obvious. And you know he's going to get bigger, he's going to get richer.
Does it have to do with his age?
No, it doesn't have to do with his age. It has to do with his person. Kubasi is the same age. You think Kubasi doesn't have a girlfriend? Should we continue? There are so many people who played at this World Cup at 19, 20.
Yeah.
So it's not about...
Mbappe won his first World Cup at 17, right?
No, not 17. 18.
Was it 19 as well?
19.
Oh, okay.
19. So it's not about his age. It's not about his age. He runs his family now. He obviously runs his family. I'm sure he gives money to his parents.
Yeah, he bought.
So he's not a child. The minute you start giving people money, maturity has finally found you. I think it's just who he is, which is why I don't think he will survive that stardom. I don't see him surviving it. I don't see him carrying it.
Because I know that he has toned down a little, and I know that there's more maturity to come.
Toned down,
especially because
toned down.
Did
you not see his Baba coming to Babizel with a Rolls Royce in the
hotel? Especially with Barcelona, there was a time that this guy was always talking.
Have you ever seen
before the game?
Have you ever seen Messi at any tournament for the past how many years where they showed his Baba coming to the hotel?
But we know one thing about Messi. Messi is already by default a shy person.
Even C. Ronaldo, as flamboyant as C. Ronaldo is, he didn't do that. Lamine Yamal is just going. In fact, whenever I look at him, I keep wondering why is this boy not a Brazilian? He's going the way of the Brazilian.
That's why his mentor, his name are the Brazilian.
And that's why he will not last. That's why he will not last.
I think somebody needs to pass this message to him.
That's why he will not last.
I just have that good feeling that being a La Masia product and being in the Barcelona, system,
we have seen so many.
But I see
Ronaldinho not in Barca. Ronaldinho was in Barca too now. We have seen so many La Masia products that went the other way, off tangent. So
I don't know if it's La Masia. If it's Barcelona product is different from La Masia product though. Well, if it's La Masia, there's that discipline that they have. The reason why Neymar could not stay is because he's not.
Lamal doesn't have that La Masia discipline. I don't know how.
Original guy saying that I heard Yamal has had 3 girlfriends already.
That's the ones we know officially.
Officially, that one when you give him one this way, nothing play ball.
See, forget anybody arguing on Lamal is not a good judge of character.
Wow.
Yes, Lamal will not last. Forget it. We have seen it. If eventually Lamal stays for 10 years or 15 years, is either he changed or all the things we know they are not true. Everything we know about the human character is not true.
I'm hoping he changed. I see him changing.
Let him change.
I see, because
why do you think Mbappe is struggling? Why do you think Mbappe is struggling? He has no champions. Does he have Champions League? No Champions League. He's struggling. No Ballon d'Or. Why do you think he's struggling? It is. Listen, let me tell you. There's something about attitude. There's something about your attitude. What happened to Dembele? Dembele played better football in Barca than he's playing now, but he had to change. Dembele in Barca.
First of all, he got married.
Yes, he played better football in Barca than now. So why is he suddenly now reigning? Because he has changed. If Lamal does not change his attitude, if he doesn't change how he is, his mentality, and let his discipline level come up, he will not see.
The perfect example you gave, sir, that's where I concede this argument, is when you mentioned Dembele. Dembele got married, became more responsible, and not be just any marriage. Yes. All those Muslim where they wear turban, now he married, so he settled down. You understand?
Success,
even his hygiene.
Success.
He improved his hygiene.
There's something about success. Hitting success. Well,
this person is speaking from 8. Marvelati says Yamal will not last. I beg. This one is speaking from Deef. This is this is a Man U fan speaking, or a Chelsea fan.
Man U people are born haters now. Man U and Chelsea. Chelsea fans are wicked.
Because this boy has a lot ahead of him, and I see him doing great.
I don't see him having a lot ahead of him. He didn't turn up now at the World Cup.
He came to the World Cup.
No,
injured.
He did not.
He came injured.
Forget it. Once your doctor says you're fit to play a game, forget your story. Rice came to the World Cup injured. Saliba came to the World Cup injured. Should we continue? Most A-list players came to the World Cup injured.
Let's talk about Saka. Saka
came to the World Cup injured.
For our Gunners fan, the question people are asking is, why was Saka not introduced in the Argentina game?
Because he had injury. He was injured, and he
Those
came.
ones were breaking leg more.
Yes, and he came for the final game, and he got a hat trick.
Yes.
So Lamine has no excuse.
First half hat trick for that matter.
Lamine has no
Abi?
excuse.
That was the first half hat trick.
No, two in first half,
Two in the first
one
half,
in
okay.
the second half.
Yeah. One was a penalty.
Lamine has no excuse. Do you know the funny thing about Lamine? It was one player that marked him out. Are you aware?
In the final
Against Argentina, one person marked him out. They didn't give him two defenders. One marked him out, and you're saying he's a world class player.
he tried it. He had shots.
Messi at 39 had 6 people with him.
No, now. See,
They use one defender to mark Lamine out.
now until we don't talk about Messi.
Baba.
Messi get this football.
Even see Ronaldo at 41 had at least had 2 defenders on him. How can one person mark Lamine Yamal out?
Now Messi get football. We will leave football for Messi. No need.
Are you aware that Lamine was the reason that we went out of the Champions League last season? And 2 seasons ago.
Discipline against Inter Milan, I'm sure.
2 seasons ago, Uncle.
Against just the one I'm talking
That's
about.
Against Inter Milan. Our last Champions League.
I can't even remember how that one went.
Go and find out.
But 2 seasons ago, Lewandowski was telling him, "Hold the ball,
Yes.
kill the game,
And he went.
go the dream.
He lacks discipline.
Go the dream.
So can we talk about something that's about leave Lamine Yamal? When he
Okay.
sits up, we will know. When he becomes serious, maybe he's our player now. But now,
And the good thing is that there's good competition in Barcelona team right now. This is not a Barcelona podcast, though, but sorry, we just have to talk about the winners of the World Cup.
don't apologize. Now we're talking about the best.
We're talking about the best team in the world.
Are we going to leave back and be talking about Chelsea and Man U?
Imagine.
We can only mention Arsenal, maybe PSG, Bayern Munich, Barca. I'm not even sure we can mention Real Madrid.
No, Madrid does not even have a World Cup winner in their squad. Very unfortunate.
Don't apologize to anybody.
The guy that won the World Cup, Madrid official Twitter page, go they post Cucurella. Will never become their player. Will collect World Cup for Chelsea.
I think they bought him.
FIFA recognized Chelsea as the
during
club.
the tournament.
Yes. And you know that they pay. How we know is this: they pay teams that if you have players that represent your in the World Cup, is recorded number 1, and you are also paid for the number of days that player is out of your team. And so we saw that the recognition is going to Chelsea. So as it is right now, this is the second World Cup that Barcelona is winning.
They say success
for Spain. This is the second World Cup that Barcelona is winning for Spain. In 2010, it was Barcelona that won the World Cup.
Are you sure it's not even the third one?
This is second.
Is this the second or third World
Cup? Second World Cup
for Spain. I thought
Spain used to be an underdog. Can you imagine? Ferran Torres, our player that we love to hate.
You should go with the World Cup. Let him not return.
Ferran Torres, and I was saying it that day that Ferran Torres will see the easiest goals.
He will not score.
He will not score. But the most difficult of goals, he will score.
But did he score any difficult goal?
This particular one, at least.
Wasn't a difficult
goal. Martinez was outstanding. In that game, throughout the World Cup, it was nonsense. He didn't do well, the goalkeeper. But in that particular game,
don't say he didn't do well.
He did concede anyhow.
How many goals did he concede in this World Cup?
We can quickly check that. But I know he was conceding anyhow.
It wasn't that awful. It wasn't that awful. Yes, he did very well in the finals, but he wasn't so awful during the tournament. It's very painful. I don't like recounting. I think we should leave this tournament. Let's go into our podcast. Let's talk a little about let's talk about the podcast.
Okay, our Talk Trip podcast. Season 2 is almost rounding up. We have loads of interesting content coming your way very soon. So let me just quickly check. Check most recent topics. So our most recent topic on the podcast, Talk Trip Podcast, we're available on YouTube, on Spotify, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook at Talk Trip Podcast. We did church PR. Is it marketing or evangelism? Church PR, that is, church doing projects or activities to showcase themselves. Could come in form of billboards, flyers, announcements and so on. We're asking the question: does that fall under marketing, or
Are you the
is
one asking or somebody is asking?
no, we are the ones. I'm just introducing the topic for people that
Okay.
are watching us. Some of them have watched this episode, and that was one of the things that we looked at. So the topic is available on that particular episode is available on Spotify, is available on YouTube as well. Just go to our YouTube page and our Spotify page. You find the episode. So let me just check our most recent comments on the podcast. Let's see what people are saying, questions that people are asking. Give me a second to do that. So on the you talked about Pastor Adeboye and Archbishop Idahosa, and you were
Ah.
saying that they did not appear on the billboards in their own day. But the things that they did back in the day, that we still hear stories about them. We talked about the founder of the CAC, and these people that we call um, fathers of faith. What they did back in the days, in the 30s, in the 40s, and up to the 70s and 80s and the early 90s, that people are still talking about them today without the need for billboards. And we see people saying that today is social media ministry. That's what Prophet Samuel Tosin says. And another person, Wisdom Akmanete, says that religion, tribalism, political parties have destroyed Nigeria. I want us to even take it one by one. This person that is saying today is social media ministry. I think is at trying. I think is really attacking or condemning churches being solely on social media doing activities. What do you have to say about that?
Well, we don't know what he means by today is social media ministry. I don't know if he's supporting or speaking against it, but the truth is, yes, we are in the era of social media, but the truth is, there's something the Bible says that we are not of the world, being not equally yoked with the world, and we are not of the world. And the Bible also said that we are the light, the salt of the earth, and the light of the world. So we are not supposed to copy. We're supposed to give direction. We're supposed to lay the foundation for others to follow. We're not speaking against social media. We're not saying social media is other. Of course, in as much as we know what social media is for, social media is a tool that has been created to aid the eventuality of the Antichrist. In case for people who don't know, AI, eventually all these things are being put in place for the reign of the Antichrist. So we already know. Yes, can we take advantage of them if you wish to? I always tell people that the most important thing about life is to be led by the Holy Spirit. I still have pastors today that have refused to come on social media. I still have pastors today that have said that they will not put their message on social media. If you want to hear them, come to their church. I'm sure there's still also people who may have been led to speak or preach on social media. But what I'm speaking against is PR. I'm not talking about you being on social media. I'm not talking about a man of God taking clips of his messages and putting on social media. After all, we are on social media here, and I think what we propagate can be passed as gospel. What I'm speaking against is PR. PR, public relations, the promotion of you, of your business, of your church, of your registered business as the gospel. That's what I'm speaking against. When a man of, we've had billboards. Growing up as a child, I remember when we drove to Benin, we will see Church of God Mission, their billboard. When you drive into Enugu, you will see billboards. You will see, I'm trying to remember those churches that were already established then, in Onitsha, in Lagos. Ibadan, Akure, wherever we went, we saw billboards.
Mhm.
Billboards are meant to inform and give direction.
Okay.
That's what we know billboards to be.
Okay.
But suddenly, men turn billboards to advertorial. So if you come into Lagos now and you see "Welcome to Lagos," it's a billboard. The billboard is letting you know that you are in Lagos. And you see another one pointing arrow, Ikeja. You see one pointing arrow, Third Mainland Bridge. You see one saying Victoria Island, 35 kilometers from here. That's what a billboard is meant to do.
Just to announce that.
Exactly.
you are at
Then
so-so place.
businesses and companies, manufacturing companies, started taking advantage of that and started using billboard to advertise and communicate their products, especially telling lies. Are you aware that every billboard you see is a lie?
Mostly.
Exactly.
Mostly.
So when you see a beverage put up a billboard, they say nourishing the body. Which body does it nourish? You understand? You see one, they will draw your children there and tell you that 1 cup a day makes the brain. Meanwhile, the child will take the bomb. Let me not mention name and still fail exam. You understand? So these are hypes. They are PR basically. And now the church is copying that. So you now see a church will put up a billboard and you see the man of God standing holding 24 crutches or wheelchair. And they say, "Miracle night. Come one, come all. Whatever problem you have, come." Why are you erecting a billboard and telling people to come with their problem when the people that are with you inside your church with problem, you have not solved it?
Yeah.
I hear and I see billboards, I see pastors on billboards say that you will never remain the same. But there are thousands of people in your church that are still the same now. So why are you putting on billboard to ask more people to come that they will not remain the same?
So should I put a disclaimer? I don't know if this question sounds
There's
right.
no need to
Should
put
I
a disclaimer. You are not the Holy Spirit.
Not everybody will remain the same.
Maybe they should do
All
that
right.
if they want to.
All right. So there's this angle that I thought about. While I was still thinking about this topic, I wished I had said it on the show that day, which is the creative part. There's this church that I want to mention, and I know you are going to be familiar with it, on CMD Road or Ikosi Road.
You're always talking about this same church. I don't know the church. I don't know.
If you are coming on, what's that road called? The road that leads to toll gates, 7 up.
Okay.
Lagos Ibadan Expressway.
Yes.
That's where it starts. Okay.
Yes.
You would see their.
So can you turn off this AC for a moment?
You will see their sometimes there's creative. That's the angle I want to speak from.
Okay, the Anglican church.
The creativity, yes, that in which they write their messages. I started seeing this message from when
years ago.
Yeah. So I was always tripping. Let me not lie for you. That was the first time I saw something like "No Jesus, no peace,"
yes.
and the way they write it, the "No" in KNOW,
yes,
will be of the same color.
I know.
That's a very wonderful copy.
Okay,
and that was a good way.
That's not a good way.
But it was a sign.
That's a banner.
That's a communication banner.
Nobody's face is on it.
Yeah, exactly.
They are not asking you to come for any service. They are just communicating the word of God. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about billboards that are deliberately designed and executed to advertise a man and his business, not Christ. If you erect a billboard and say Jesus heals, Jesus saves, there's no problem with that.
Yeah. And I think there are Bible verses to back up this angle that you're coming from, sir. One of them was it Peter or Paul that was saying that he may increase and I may decrease.
Exactly.
So all what we are doing is pointing attention to Jesus.
To the cross, to Jesus.
Cross, to the
That's
gospel.
what I'm saying. So men these days sell themselves and make us think. Have you noticed now that when you go on social media, most preachers now, if they are preaching for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, they're talking about themselves. How powerful they are, how strong they are, I heard one saying today that he went in and prayed for how long and came out that the first person that hugged him fell. Baba, if people they hug you before, you don't need to say it yourself. You understand? Why are you telling the whole congregation that you prayed for certain hours and you went out and somebody hugged you and fell? That your church, they hug you every day now. Anybody don't fall. Inside that your church, at least you have 2,000 people there.
The point is, not even this style of message. Jesus Christ will be saying people they trod over him. Until one woman used faith, touch the hem of his garment.
Yes.
You understand? So some things na nonsense message. The nonsense bragging. Bragging will not make any sense.
Yes.
I don't know what we should just cut him the name that
And
they
when
are.
the woman touched the hem of his garment, what did he do?
He said, "Who touched me?"
He
You know,
said,
he's all
"Who
around
touched me?"
you.
And do you know when he said who touched me? He didn't say, "I just healed somebody." You know, Christ knew what happened to that woman.
Exactly.
He just said, "Somebody touched me.
Mm.
Virtue has gone off me."
Mm.
And the woman came
Mm.
and said that I am the one. And the woman testified herself. We don't see that anymore.
Can
What we
pastors
see
just
now-
copy Jesus? They don't just focus on Jesus
What we
alone.
see now is pastors coming to tell us bogus stories. That's what we're talking.
Mm.
That's what I'm speaking against.
Mm.
And they are watering down the gospel because those things they are saying is not what God cannot do. There's nobody that has said anything that God cannot do. But the truth is, let the people that have experienced miracle come out and speak. The church I attend now, when the pastor wants to do altar call, he gives his own testimony. As in when people come out to receive Christ, the story he tells them is his own story, his experience. He does not share somebody else's experience. You cannot come and be telling me that you went to Ibadan to preach and there were 5 blind people. And when you entered the room, Pastor Nat, you were there. Pastor Isaac, you were there. Only you and Pastor Isaac for 5 blind people with their eye open for worry. The whole worry will be saying it. The 5 people will go on TikTok.
Examples
and be
plenty for
screaming.
Bible. See, example, Jesus Christ.
You
When
don't
Jesus Christ
have to
healed that
say
blind
it.
person, you understand? It was the Pharisees and Sadducees that called the blind person and asked him that, are you sure this man healed you?
Yes.
He said, I was blind and now I can see. I don't know. They said, we don't. What power did he use to heal you? The man said, I don't know
Yes.
the power he used though. All I know is that I was blind, but now I see.
So that's what we're talking. That's what we're speaking against.
There are many examples in the
We're
Bible.
not saying miracles abound. As in, there's nothing God cannot do. But what we're saying is that men should stop promoting, sponsoring, and paying for PR to show off what they can do. You have a church where you meet 2 times every week. And you set a meeting for December and you're setting up banners and billboards telling people to come and receive. The people that have been coming to your church, if they have received, people who gather 3 times a week, if they have received, you don't need the billboard. That's what I'm saying. I said here on the show that if 500 Christians on the mainland live like Christians, there's no church on the mainland that will need any billboard.
That's one of the.
You understand? There's no. Are we not sitting here talking about Lionel Messi? Have we met him before? Do we know him?
He's always doing.
He's doing. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that I think we're beginning to get carried away. We're now focusing on the makeup. We're now focusing on
that particular point you made. Somebody, the real Peperimpe, responded, totally agree to that particular, comment that you said about if there are 5,000 Christians living genuinely.
Did I even say 5,000 or 500? 5,000. I even try. I say ordinary 500 on the mainland living genuinely as Christians. How many people were in Antioch when they were called Christians? I'm not sure they were up to 500.
300 or so. Okay, somebody responded, still on this mesh where you mentioned the men of God called fathers of faith. They said religion, tribalism, political parties have destroyed Nigeria. I don't see the correlation yet, but I don't know what you think about that. He was responding to this point. What did he say? He said religion, tribalism, political parties have
abuse is how we get to this point. And the people who are religious will now come out and say, no, why are these people doing this? Because they don't know God, because they are not Christians. Why do you want to ban preaching in public transport? But you see, when there is abuse of anything, then of course, whoever is in charge, whether government or any system, will also want to restrain people from that abuse.
In what way can
Hold on,
can
and
it
hear
be
what
abused?
hold on,
Like,
and
I
hear
want to hear
what
you.
I'm saying. I don't know if you have done public transport well enough, but I have done public transport well enough. Traveling, I come from the southeast. I have done public transport going to the southeast, going to school, and so many things. There was a time I used to wonder, you get on a bus, somebody stands up as if he wants to preach. They stand up and they first start clapping and singing. They sing for like 2-3 minutes, and of course they get everybody's attention. You know, we're very religious in this part of the world. Even if you're not a Christian, if you're in a bus and somebody starts singing, especially when you're traveling, you will lend ear to the person because you want to have a safe trip. And after maybe singing for some minutes, the person suddenly starts preaching. The person starts preaching. In that preaching, how you know that this person is not a preacher is they add jokes. Sometimes they add ungodly jokes in the preaching. Then the next thing, he brings out a bag and he starts selling medicine. He either starts selling medicine or starts selling one product, not once, not twice. In fact, there was a time I used to enjoy it, especially during the night journey, night bus, the one they call night bus.
Yes.
I used to look forward to it because those guys, in fact, before we started having stand-up comedians, I think those guys were the first set of stand-up comedians in Nigeria. Once you get on a bus, you see them, they stand up. The first thing they do is to start clapping and start singing with very good voice. So there was a guy, if you know Ogba very well those days, some 20, 25, 30 years ago in Ogba, there was this guy in Ogba bus stop. If this guy starts singing in Ogba bus stop, you wish your bus not to move. I used to see him those days. First thing in the morning, he will come out, sing those beautiful old songs. In fact, those days when he starts singing, sometimes I'll close my eyes and start saying my morning prayer there. He will sing. When he sings for like 30, 40 minutes, the next thing you see him, he will come back with gala. He's selling gala. In the afternoon, you'll see him. He'll be selling oranges. In fact, books. Oh, sorry. He sells books first in the morning. So when he comes to sing, he sings, then he starts selling.
And those guys just say how to be a millionaire book.
Yes, motivational
become millionaire.
So I now used to think, who is this bookseller that is a Christian? Until one afternoon, hot afternoon, I got to Ogba bus stop, I got into bus, and I saw the man singing and selling gala. And I was like, so this is a businessman. So when you hear about such things, don't quickly be in a hurry to judge the government. There must have been some reason for them to say we ban this thing. It is the abuse. Because the truth is that the people who come and genuinely preach the gospel will not ask. But people get on the bus, they pretend to be preaching. Meanwhile, what they want to do is to beg.
To beg. So.
And you know, once you mention God, people get carried away. Some of them can even defraud somebody. Some of them can rob. Some of them. So there must have been an intelligence or something that will lead to this. So if tomorrow they ban it, let us know that we caused it. And when you go and check the people who abuse this thing, they are not Ibrahim, neither are they Abu Bakr. They will be either Isaac, Abraham, Solomon, or Sunday.
My fear is this, sir. The subtle way the devil, comes and bring regulations to things, especially that concerns, God, because of the abuse of a few.
Don't give the devil the power he does not have.
That's how
That's
it has.
one of the issue I have with Christianity.
That's how it is.
No, don't give the devil the power he does not have.
Because
is public transport the only place
in the UK, for example, now, is public preaching has been banned, but public prayer, when a Muslim spreads the mat on the express road in the UK and pray, nothing happens. But a Christian cannot preach or pray for somebody.
Which one do you think they have abused more in the UK?
They're abusing this one now. The one that they'll spread mat on the road and pray.
I say, which one do you think they've abused more?
Maybe they have abused the preaching more.
That's the thing.
Maybe that's what.
So you see, we also need to understand that at the end of the day, this world is still a secular world. You understand? So it boils down to what we are saying Christians should learn to live like Christians. Christians should learn to live like Christians.
Beyond just, the preaching. And
Yes.
the sermons and
Why
all
will you come to a public place, say you want to preach, and at the end of the day, start raising? Do you know some of them collect offering?
that. Yes.
So what are you saying? You get on a bus and you start preaching, and the next thing you're collecting offering on the bus.
If you want to support our
Are you
ministry-
registered?
If you want to support our ministry, it's not as if
Yes.
it's not as if we are begging. We are
And
not
other,
begging.
and other Christians,
The
and other
formats.
Christians, and other Christians will sit down there quietly, allow the person, watch the person collect offering. Is that not fraud? That's fraud. So let's call it a spade a spade. Don't come out and
Yeah.
say because we're Christians.
No, I just want to, look for. There has to be a balance.
There's no balance. God
There
will
has
not.
to
The people that will make the government ban preaching in public places will answer for it. That's the solution. They will answer for it. And if you are a Christian and you are in a public place and you see somebody come using the name of the Lord in vain, rebuke the person. I will rebuke you. With what I know now, maybe then I didn't know. With what I know now, if I'm in a public space and you come out and you start preaching, and the next thing you want to sell medicine or sell book or something, I'm going to rebuke you.
You gotta choose one.
I will rebuke you.
Choose one also.
Seriously, yes.
Choose one also.
So if we are responsible ourselves, the government won't have to do it for us.
Yeah. So
I pray it will not get to that. I pray that Christians all over the world, everywhere in Nigeria, will hear what we're saying now
yes.
and action this. Churches should also announce that nobody should go out pretending to be preaching and take offering or suddenly start selling something else. Don't take advantage of people because they have given you their ears.
Yes,
Very wrong.
there's a wonderful comment here, and I think it's something that we're going to discuss sometime on the podcast. Celebrity Christians from the original Ghana. Celebrity Christians are enough PR. For example, the France and England players ordered to pray after the match. There was a time after the France and England match that we had these Bible boys or Christian, footballers from both teams come
At this
together.
World Cup.
Yes, at this World Cup at the end of the game.
France
then-
and
yes,
England. The France
yes.
play England.
The third place match.
Oh, okay, really?
Yes.
At the
and
end
they,
of the game?
yes, and they put their heads together.
All the players or
yeah,
the Christians?
just the church boys or the
Is there any
Bible
church boy
boys.
in France?
Yes, now
Who?
what's his name? Dewey, Papa Meccano. You understand?
Ah.
So I heard they put their heads together and
That's good.
it went it went viral.
But it's true. It's true. It's true. That it's the same thing we're saying, that if Christians truly live as Christians, have you noticed that in the EPL now, people are not ashamed of declaring that they are Christians anymore? Why is this same Bible boys you're talking about? They are the one who pushed it. Do you understand?
Yes.
In America now, people are not afraid to say Jesus. Can you imagine the World Cup that they brought Justin Bieber to come and perform Hallelujah? Did you see the
Yes,
song?
sir, yes.
That's the gospel.
Yes.
If not for Donald Trump, they will not do that. So that's what I'm saying. That we need Christians to live as Christians and speak as Christians.
And
When
also
I saw
because-
Justin Bieber,
yes.
listen, let me tell you, when I was watching that halftime show, when I saw Justin Bieber, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, what's Justin Bieber coming to do here? I thought they said he's now born again. But when he
Oh,
started
it's choice of
performing,
music.
yes. when he started performing, and I was like, wow, this guy just ministered here. I'm sure most people didn't listen to what he was saying, but I listened to what he was saying and I heard the song, pure gospel. That's a subtle way. There's a spirit he planted there. There's a spirit he spoke
Yes.
into the atmosphere.
That's what I was going to talk about.
That's
sir.
what we're saying.
The creative way. Even when they say, I saw a church did this recently. Set of youth guys. I'm not even sure they're a church. Set of youth, young Christian guys, that they got coaster buses, and they were giving people free rides. I'm a Christian, not discriminating. They will tell you, this bus, so Jesus has paid for it. Just as he paid for this bus, he has paid for your life.
Exactly.
And they were sharing, snacks and
So that's what
It
we're
was very
saying.
good.
That if we start living as Christians, we will not need to erect the billboards and spend so heavily putting them at junctions. The one that baffles me now or amazes me now is that you're driving on Lekki Express and you're seeing two billboards facing each other, two different churches. Is Christ now divided according to Paul?
So you're also saying, in the case of that picture that trended one time, where there was one 4-story building and each floor had church.
It's not trending, it's everywhere. I've seen it in Ibadan. I've
So,
seen it in Ibadan. If
let's-
you remember when we went to Ife,
We dey see am well well now.
eh,
In dey
when we were
Lagos
passing
here.
Ibadan, there
You
was
dey
one
Onitsha sef.
there was one street in Ibadan that we entered, and I think it was a 2 or 3 story building. Each floor had a church. And it was a Sunday. You know, we came back on a Sunday. They were
Yes.
they were holding service. We were hearing them.
Yes.
Even in your
My,
neighborhood.
my
now.
area, we get 20 churches
Uh-huh.
for 25 house streets.
Exactly.
Houses for my streets now 25.
Yes.
Church now 20.
So that's it. So is Christ now divided?
Wow.
Is Christ now divided? So that's the point. That's what I'm speaking against. I'm not saying that we should not forget the gospel. I'm not saying that we should not preach the gospel, but we should be careful what we're doing. We should be careful so that we are not like the hidden. That's it. And like I say, when we genuinely live as Christians, what
But
you read the Bible.
I was hoping another part we were going to look at is, what if we have Christians in legislature, we have Christians in government, where policies like this
Why do we always
are going to be attended?
Let us even start from our
are going to be. The reason is this. I mean, because the angle you came from with this idea, I was just thinking they were attacking Christians. That was my thinking, that these people, David talks saying everybody that when Erifai, Nasser Erifai, let me mention his name, when he gave a was it an order or a law in Kaduna State then when he was governor, where he said that every preacher, either Christian or Muslim, should come with their sermons for it to be reviewed. Every sermon they must preach. Every imam and every pastor.
And I keep asking you, how do we get to that point? It's by abuse. By Christians.
Yes, I agree. No, not Kaduna State is 60%
Go
Muslim.
and do your research. Go and do your research.
They said they are radicalizing people with their sermons.
Go and do your research. Leave what they
For
said.
this Kaduna State or in general, sir.
If it's
Kaduna State, it was because of Boko Haram insurgency. They said the sermons that the imams were preaching in the mosque were too radicalized, and everybody needs to review. And every pastor must have a pastoral certificate so that they know where it graduated from.
And I'm telling you that you should go and do your research and find out why they will say every pastor should have a certificate. There's so much abuse. There's so much abuse.
There is.
Let us be honest.
There is.
Let us be honest.
There is.
I open my phone and a man of God will send you message, ministering and saying things, and at the end, he will ask you for money or say what will make you feel. And whenever I read this, I say, no, the Holy Spirit is very intelligent too. If I have a problem and God wants to tell you about me, He will tell you about my problem.
The problem will not be guesswork.
God cannot live by problem or my shortcomings and come to you and be showing you my love so that I'll give you more. It's not true. So all those phone calls, somebody will call you and say, I see you breaking through. Oh, there's a contract in front for you. Leave the person.
Everybody get contract. Everybody get contract.
You understand? Meanwhile, where you are sitting, you don't do the contract. They owe you. They never pay you. They pray. May them pay you. God knows sham to join you in prayer. Call me and tell me that God just showed you that you want to fast for me for 6 months now. Say, get one contract, what I do. Say, you know go eat until they pay me. I'll say, man, I'll lie down for ground with you. You understand? So, if there's no abuse, people will not.
Maybe they watch this for our live now. They will come through the next format too. My son.
Me, I'll be format myself now. I'll be format myself.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So what I'm saying, of course, I'm not saying that people are, when genuinely you see people laboring in God's vineyard, you understand, so it is and support. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there is this abuse. You understand? There's this abuse of the grace that God has given us by men, especially men who say that they are working for God. And if care is not taken, the government will take that will see that advantage and mess people up. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it is right for preaching in public places to be banned. What I'm saying is that let us not give them reason.
Yeah. So one more thing I would like us to talk about, I don't know, it's almost 7 p.m. is call to ministry. I shared something like this earlier today with you, and after you left, somebody called me and said, he has been called to ministry. I can't wonder what you do this all these years if not be ministry. You understand? Call to ministry, and the next thing they say is that they are led to open a church. And I'm wondering, you have always been in ministry. Maybe you were into drama or you're into music. I'm talking about Christians in particular this time around, and the next thing they want to do is open a church. What do you make of that?
So let me tell you, must anybody say that I am led or the Spirit of God told me?
Mm.
The only time I argue with you is if it's not in line with the word of God. If you come now and you tell me that Holy Spirit told you to go and carry this man's laptop, I say, right. If the Holy Spirit said you carry and go sell and sell the money, I say, well, I can't the Holy Spirit tell you.
Because it's aligned.
You
Because
understand?
it's aligned with.
Because that's theft.
Mm.
He's here aware, no, he's not aware, don't tell him. This is why they tell you, only the Holy Spirit tell, no, let him know. I'll carry him this night, I will sell him. You get one problem why they pray about Holy Spirit, tell me, say, man, just carry this laptop, go solve my problem. I'll tell you to cover from there. You understand? But once what you are saying is not against, is not totally against the word of God, I have no say. It is between you and the Holy Spirit, because some things really God don't also tell me they're ridiculous. But what I do is I check the word of God, and it's not against the word of God.
Yeah.
You leave the person.
So
now the person knows. So if somebody comes to me now and the person says that God said I should, I've seen people who also said that God told them not to open a church. They do ministry. So if God can tell somebody you don't open a church, He can also tell somebody you open a church. Me, He never tell me to open church. The day where He go tell me to open church, I will hear Him clearly. So if somebody says that God has asked him to open church, you can't start asking the person, where have you been? After all, Adeboye was a lecturer before. So
my way have you been is you have always been in ministry. You have always been,
no,
doing
being in ministry is different from an instruction. That's what you need to understand.
the instruction. Did God specifically mention open somewhere that people will be gathering on Sunday? Because that's the point I'm trying to make.
You should have asked the person
Now
the
that
question.
gathering on Sunday night they
You
find.
should have asked that. You should have asked the person that question. Why are you asking me?
I go ask them.
I know where God call him. I know they where God call him.
All right.
So that you should ask the person. Did he tell you to set up a local assembly for people to gather on Sunday?
On
He's
Sunday.
the one you should ask that, not me.
Because I feel people are not. I feel that
every man that has
believers,
started a church will tell you that God told him to.
no problem.
And
Start
there's
a church.
nowhere in the Bible where God said, "Don't open a church."
No problem. Start a church.
The only thing I know
is that,
is that the Bible says that we don't have to go to the mountain or the synagogue.
But those that worship Him.
Yes, He now lives in our heart.
In truth and in spirit.
But the same Bible says that forsake not the gathering of the brethren. So you see how it is. So the only day I will come and tell somebody, say, you see this building, nobody go there again. Now the day when God tell me clearly, say, I have no business with any building anymore. What I know now is that, first of all, God does not live inside any building.
Exactly.
He lives in the heart of men. But men can gather to praise Him. Men can gather to worship Him. You understand?
That's true.
So if He tells somebody, set up a place where men will gather to worship Me, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's only the man that knows what he heard, if he heard God or not. We cannot sit here and criticize it. You understand?
Yes, sir.
God can even tell you at night, say, make we no near any building where they gather. Say, one make we dig for street.
Exactly.
But that still doesn't negate the fact that He can also tell somebody else, erect me a place of worship. That's why He is God.
Okay.
And that's why He is mysterious.
That's
the
true.
problem we have as Christians is that we use our revelation to want to interpret
another person's. All right. Thank you very much. So we're through with the FIFA World Cup special. It's been a wonderful 1 month plus of the FIFA 2026 World Cup. But our daily, or rather our weekly sessions of every meeting here every Monday from 4 p.m. on Mondays still continues. It's going to be called Talk Through Podcast Special or Talk Through Live. And we're going to be here talking about
3 names. Which one? Be all? Don't come in the Nigerian way.
We will eventually conclude on the name. And we'll conclude on the name. I just remember that Christ is the vibe. Talk Through Podcast is available on all major social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify. You can stream all our previous episodes, and we'll be bringing you new and exciting episodes. If you want to be a guest on this podcast, just send us a DM, tell us where you are, tell us what you do, and we're gonna check and
If you have a
invite
story
you.
to tell,
Yes, if you have a story to tell as well, remarkable stories to
heartbreak,
tell.
juju,
Mhm.
household wickedness, spiritual matter, if they pursue from village, cheating, you buy somebody, somebody buy you,
Mhm.
then knock you collect your babe, anything story, anything you want to share,
Yes.
can come on this podcast.
Come and say your truth.
And we use the wisdom of God in us
Mhm.
to attend to you. I need to
Yes,
cancel you, right?
exactly.
No
All
way, we
right.
no collect offering. We no sing, bring out envelope or nylon bag. No, we won't do that.
All right. Watch out for more exciting episodes. Thank you for joining us. Signing out.